we speak, there's a big construction site where the Chinese investors are building a big mall and also a hotel. However, they chose to employ all Malawians. And whenever they see us, they close business. The community is here demanding the jobs. We are saying to every employer who is refusing to comply with our laws, this is what they're going to experience on a daily basis. South Africans are frustrated. South Africans want their jobs. We are tired of explaining ourselves to government. We are tired of handing over memorandums. We are saying we want these jobs and we want them now. It's either you give it to us or you face an angry, frustrated community on a daily basis. That's how we're going to do it.
We are deeply disturbed by the vandalism and malicious damage to property at Eastbank High School in Alexandra. The school accommodates 2,063 learners in infrastructure designed for approximately 1,200 learners and already faces a shortage of approximately 1,200 desks and 600 chairs. When schools opened this year, not a single window at Eastbank High School was broken. Today, approximately 60 windows require repairs following the damages. In our recent weather alert, we specifically cautioned learners not to make fires on school premises. We foresaw this risk and we take serious exception to this kind of criminality. The department is investigating the incident and a case of malicious damage to property has been opened with the South African Police Services. There is absolutely no excuse for destroying scarce education resources or disrupting teaching and learning. We call on all communities across Gauteng to rise and defend Eastbank High School and all our schools. Our schools belong to our children and we must protect them. Thank you very much.
And therefore answering a question as to what is the real cause of all these problems. The main cause of all these issues is leadership, because everything stands and falls on leadership. The leadership characterized by coalition dynamics in these big cities and elsewhere, unavoidably, it has basically brought all this what we are going through now, which has become permanent systemic problems, which were not there before. They actually went abounds precisely because of the inability of the governance system to basically prevail and manage these jurisdictions quite convincingly. And that is why we are calling upon the people of this country, the people of Johannesburg, the people of Nelson Mandela, of Buffalo City, of Tshwane, and where there could be coalition politics, to once again agree with us that there is only one organization that has got a solution. And the solution to these problems is not arrogance, it's with greatest sense of humility we are saying to South Africans. The review of the white paper policy process does provide a package, and that process goes along with renewal of the African National Congress as we commit ourselves through this electoral platform, through the cadreship we're going to put in place, through the system we're going to be adjusting, through the policy reforms we're actually unveiling, to the extent that they'll result in many ways with laws and as well as regulations. They require leadership that is politically grounded, there is ideological clarity, there is no unnecessary contest that basically delays decision-making, authority, and as well as consistency in the actual implementation of the agreed plan and utilization of
the electronic travel authorization system will make travel to South Africa a lot easier. It will also make it faster and more predictable. I tested this with one of the travelers who we saw how quickly he was processed. It literally took just less than 1 minute, and the traveler was beaming with laughter, with joy, with a broad smile, because he had a sense that he had been received in a very respectful manner, in a very efficient manner to the country. And this system will encourage tourism. Minister De Lille will be the happiest minister in the cabinet today, much as Minister Schreiber thinks that he's the happiest. It is Minister Delil, who is the happiest, who's beaming with joy, because this is going to encourage tourists to come to South Africa. And it will also support trade. It will attract investment, because people who invest money want to know whether they are welcome as they travel to destinations where they want to go and invest their money. It will facilitate skills and knowledge exchange. And at the same time, it will strengthen the integrity of our borders and improve our ability to manage migration effectively. This reform reflects a simple but important truth. In the global economy, accessibility matters. Investors compare countries. They will compare how we compare with another country. And I always tell my colleagues on the cabinet that as we do anything, let's see how other countries operate. I always say, let's find out how other children play and see whether we are measuring up or whether we are better or worse. It is important that we do so, because that's what investors do. That's what travelers do. They want to see how best we stack up with others. Tourists do compare countries. Conference organizers also compare countries. When they organize conferences, conferences are a big tourist attraction element, or process rather. They compare how South Africa measures to other countries. And students also compare countries. Highly skilled professionals also compare how other countries treat them. Every unnecessary delay, every cumbersome administrative process, and every avoidable obstacle encourage people to look somewhere else. People become very impatient. They always want ease of doing things. They want simplicity, and they want modernity.
How many advisors did you approve, Minister, to the advisors to the administrator?
4.
4 of them. And then when you are approving the advisors, because you have your own understanding of the remuneration package, how much did you approve that they should be remunerated?
Okay, there was no, as far as I remember from my letter, and as I said in my opening, we received your detailed inquiry in terms of this, and if we can just...
No, Minister, I'm going to stop you there,
details.
And you know why I'm stopping you.
Yeah.
Earlier on here, we were trying to explain to you that Section 17C of the NSFAS Act says the Finance Minister must also approve the remuneration package of the advisors, not just the administrator. In fact, if you have an effective team and staff in your office, by now they would have sent you the NSFAS Act. And if you read it, it says the Minister, with the approval of the Finance Minister, may determine the remuneration and allowances to be paid to the administrator and to any other person appointed in terms of Section 17B. Now, you said you got advice that you don't need approval of the Finance Minister to remunerate the advisors. Now, I'm asking you, if that is the case, it means the administrator would have sent you the package, and because you are of the view that you don't need the approval of the Finance Minister, you would have approved the remuneration of the advisors. So what were you approving in your letter to the administrator?
Okay. Like I said, my recollection doesn't include approval of costs. It may have been the case, but as I said, we can furnish you with that information.
Minister, okay, let's work with you on this one.
Yeah.
You appoint an administrator. You appoint an administrator.
Yeah.
And then the administrator writes to you and says, I need 4 people to assist me in administration. And of course, when the administrator writes to you, he will give you the remuneration packages, because in any case, this is what you must submit to the finance minister. Are you trying to tell me that the only letter that came from the administrator was that I want to appoint Honorable Msezane as my advisor, and that's it? It didn't say how much this appointment is going to cost. Is that what you're telling this parliament?
Okay. I have this.